Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm just going to do a quick recap of the Sydney Hawthorn game, just so that this can get out to you on the Saturday night before the GWS Collingwood game, and just so that there isn't so much of a gap in terms of video because of the weekend and being pretty busy. So I just thought I'd get this one out to you guys, and then the GWS Collingwood game might come out on the Sunday night, or it might be it might even be the buddy on the Monday night or the Tuesday morning. We'll see how that goes, depending on when I can get a bit of time there to get it out to you guys. But anyway, let's just jump into this one here and quickly get through it. So, as you guys can see, using footy info at this point, just because I think Fan Footy isn't doing the opening games, and also we want to just show you guys the SuperCoach as well, alongside the fantasy relevant players in the opening round, because these guys will have their price. Well, it won't move directly off this game in terms of these ones, so we won't see obviously around zero price movement, but it'll be sort of a hidden one for fantasy, and SuperCoach, it'll be the first one in their cycle. So Roberts, I thought this was all that you pretty much needed to see out of Roberts. 95% TOG, a 124 SuperCoach, 104 fantasy. I thought that was really, really good. And one thing that we did see, and I saw on Twitter, Jaden put up the stat that he got, I think, 24 points through kick-ins, even though he only had one kick-in, which shows just how valuable being a good ball distributor is, because people are going to want to find you, whether it be directly off the kick-in, or whether it be directly through the kick-in, I should say, or whether it be directly off it in terms of the first receive. Blakey, he did pretty well as well when he was let free, so 1-2-2. Don't expect that regularly from Blakey. He can get shut down, he can have poor games, but yeah, 87 TOG there for him as well. Chad Warner, 92 fantasy, 115 SuperCoach. This is sort of what you expect from him, 21, 5 and 2. Isaac Heaney, 21, 1 and 7. And he ended up on an 80 and 105 split there. Maybe I should make this just a fraction bit bigger for you guys there. There we go. Then you can see it a little bit better. Robon did alright, 65-87 split. Grundy, 69-87 split. Got pretty much monstered in the ruck against Meek. Meek's really grown into his body and really is an AFL quality ruckman, the top 6 or so ruckman in the comp now, after he came over from Fremantle, and Fremantle now are struggling with their rucks, which is quite a conundrum, I would say. Amadi, 3 goals, 71-84 split. And even though he had some time in the ruck, I think he had like 6 ruck contests or something, he had only 1 hit out there, but 3 goals, 71 fantasy, 84 SuperCoach. Sam Wicks, this one's definitely one that's probably now in the watch category, and depends on the makeup of your side, to be honest with you. 74.82, it's just this awkward price. If this was Patton that had done it, rather than Patton's 35.60, there we go, we'll do it that way. I like it better the fancy way than the SuperCoach. But yeah, if this was the likes of a Patton, I'd probably move more on. But obviously with Wicks, he's a little bit more inflated, being priced at 38 or 39, I think, on both platforms. Backing this up just a little bit to catch up on Lloyd, 76-65 split there. He did all right, but he wasn't really noticeable on the wing, to be honest with you. Marty Grundy, Hirobottom, McInerney, 59-79 split for McInerney. He was pretty good there. James Jordan, 20 touches and 4 tackles. He did a very good job in the tagging role for a 58. So yeah, sacrificed a lot of disposals just to keep the likes of Day in check, who we'll get to. Then you've got Florent, who was pretty poor, to be honest with you. Definitely gave the game away, I feel like, with that disposal that gave McDonald a shot at goal. Melican, all right. He wasn't that good. To be honest with you, there was a couple times that he could have taken a chest mark, it feels like, but then went for the spoil. Rampy completely outclassed by Sicily when Sicily went forward. And then also, I think he was on a couple of the... I forget who, was it Moore that he was on, or someone else, and let through a couple of goals. But anyway, Campbell, pretty quiet game for him, 44-49 split. Corey Warner, 42-50. Is it enough for you to start him? Depending on job security, mate, I wouldn't say so, probably. You probably just want a clean run of a maybe a midfielder that's potentially a forward that's mid-price, etc., something like that. but maybe we get a GWS or someone else, a mid-pricer there that goes off. Sorry, not a mid-pricer, a rookie forward option that goes off there, because that's what you really wanted out of this. Papley, 41.54. Hayward, Patton, 35.67 was pretty good in terms of the SuperCoach. Will be interesting to see his job security. Adams looks like he's done a hammy. Sheldrickoff was subbed out. And then Hanley, 30.27. Looks like Hanley could get a run next week, which could be interesting. 30.27, it's just probably a dull that he started that way. But he looked pretty good in the time on ground that he had there. Then we get over to Hawthorn. I'm trying to keep this one pretty sweet. Will Day, I think you have to start him. I think the comments that I made on Twitter throughout Saturday showed that Will Day, you have to start him now, and then we'll reassess at the bye whether this was a fluke game or whether this was just him showing that he can go 110, 115 again. He did shut down in the sort of third and fourth quarter a little bit. He only had, I think, 7 touches in the second half and a couple of tackles. 6 free kicks is also not going to happen regularly. 3 goals. That's already 24 points plus the 3 kicks there. That's already 33 points. Fantasy-wise, he's probably not going to get too often, which that already is down to a 96. And that's probably about 45 or so SuperCoach points, which is around 103. So he did cop a massive tag from probably the best tagger in the game in James Jordan. And obviously the next best tagger in McGuinness, you would say, in a way, isn't there. Obviously Bedford isn't, well, he won't have to face McGuinness because he's on the same side. Obviously Bedford, he has him and Willem Drew. People are talking about him. I'm pretty sure he has him in the near enough future. Let me just go to AFL fixtures, and I can go to Hawks, just looking at their fixture here. Where's the Hawks? The Hawks, they've got the Bombers, that's fine. Carlton, Chincotta's not there, that doesn't matter. GWS with Bedford, nah. Then he's got Port Adelaide, Drew, maybe, but I don't think so. Then he's got the Cats, that's fine, that's a clean run. Melbourne won't tag. Gold Coast probably won't tag. And then he gets up to Brisbane in round 10, 11. You're already into the bye season anyway, and he's got a pretty clean run other than that. If you're worried about that, like day on Bedford on day, etc., that's probably the biggest issue, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. Meek, he did outstanding. If they didn't have the early bye, and I know this is counterintuitive, if he didn't have the early bye, and obviously we know the score, which is the counterintuitive part of it, then he would be definitely, I feel like, the type of ruckman that you can go for. He looks better. He looks absolutely on top of it. And I don't know what he's priced at. Let's just go to Fantasy and then just see what he's priced at. Meek. Let's see, 907k priced at 88. I think he can push that up to 100. So maybe do go early and just hope. If we get an R3, do you go Meek or do you just go with TDK? That's a genuine question because Meek that was an outstanding game from Meek. He obviously absolutely bossed it with the likes of Grundy, but he does have the double ruck of Eston, and TDK is going to take down pretty handsomely, and then he's got Briggs. That's a pretty tough run, to be honest with you, to start, and then he's got Jordan Sweet, but then he gets a good run of it with Geelong, West Coast, Richmond, Nate, you could probably still just score around the ground, to be honest with you. So he gets a pretty good run, I feel like, but it is what it is. Amon, 107, 100, just feel like that was a pop game for him. He's probably going to average 90, 85. Scrimshaw was pretty good for the Hawks, 85, 112 split. Sicily, and this is why you just cannot pick him. He had the up-down game of almost his life. He gave away a 50, which was a goal. Gave away a free kick, which then was another goal, but then made it up when he went forward and was pretty good as an intercepting half-back. So all of that encompassing, he ends up on an 81-92 split and just doesn't really impact. Newcomb, I thought, was a little bit disappointing. Did kick a goal on, I think it was Rampy, or was it Patton that he got I think it was a free kick. But yeah, 22-5 with a goal is... what was it? 19, 1 and 7 with a goal for 70-90. Nash was the 22-5 for 103 SuperCoach. Then you've got Mackenzie as well, 75-97 split. Just don't know if he's going to be too impactful, to be honest with you. And I wonder how much of his points were scored in the last quarter. Let me just check on my phone here about that for you guys, just to see who dominated the last quarter in the wet. You got Carl Amon, 10 touches. D'Ambrosio, Mackenzie 7 touches and 1 tackle in the wet, and then we had a 17, 18, 16, and then 24. So yeah, I feel like he's a guy that's probably going to average 80 on both fronts. Dylan Moore, he got away to an absolute flyer, was on about 34 halfway through the first quarter in terms of fantasy, and ended up a 74-90 split, and this is medium forwards for you to a nutshell. D'Ambrosio, I thought he was one of the better Hawks players out there, to be honest, especially just dominating from the wing in the first half, and Sydney found a way to shut him down a little bit, 73-87. Morrison battled Ginnivan, McGuinness, MP, Warple looks like a Syndesmosis, but I haven't been watching or listening up too much with that, so don't know exactly what that is. Hardwick, Weddle, Chol, Brass, McDonald, Frost, Watson and Frost. Watson got held, and that was probably why Wicks was one of the better scorers, is Wicks definitely won that battle with Watson. 3 free kicks Watson gave away, and Wicks got 3 free kicks for 1 against. 4 tackles. So Wicks is a guy that I really want to just look at more and just see, because it looks like he has that role and it looks like Cunningham. But then again, if Sydney go with an extra tall, then Wicks suddenly is battling with Cunningham, but potentially battling with Florent, which it seems counterintuitive in a way. A guy 170 games or so, that Wicks 1 or 2 games is battling with him, but Wicks looks like a much better defender, to be honest with you. Much more ragged, sort of looks to be that halfback of the future for the Sydney Swans, and he's only like 25, 26, so he's got some years left in him. But anyway, thought I'd just keep this one short and sharp with the Sydney vs Hawthorn game, especially because it is being recorded in 7 p.m, which is can be a little bit dark out, so it probably shows on the recording there, but just thought I'd keep it short and sweet for you guys. And if you guys did enjoy, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on, especially for all the new subs. And if you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.